So I welcome you all to this Maths and Stats class. I'm Miss Vandana Gupta, Assistant Professor of Mathematics. We are doing Section 2, Statistics, Unit 3, Summarization Measures. In that, the subtopic, Measures of Central Tendencies. We have already done arithmetic mean, which is one of the measures of central tendencies. Then we have done median, then quartiles, and yesterday we did deciles. Today we are going to study what are percentiles and how to calculate percentiles. So let us quickly revise what we did in the last lectures. What was median? Median is a value which divides the data into two equal parts when you arrange the data in increasing order. So to divide the data into two equal parts, only one value is required, that is median, and it comes exactly in the middle. Then we have seen how to calculate median for raw data, group data of discrete type, and group data of continuous type. We have solved some problems also. After that, we have seen quartiles. What are quartiles? Quartiles are three values which divides the data into four equal parts. They are called first quartile denoted by Q1, second quartile denoted by Q2, third quartile denoted by Q3. We have also observed that Q2 comes exactly in the middle. So Q2 is same as median. Then we have seen how to calculate the values of quartiles for raw data and group data of discrete and continuous type. After that, yesterday we have seen what are deciles. Deciles are 9 values which divides the entire data into 10 equal parts after you arrange the data in the increasing order. There are 9 deciles. They are called first decile denoted by D1, second decile denoted by D2, and so on. The last one, ninth decile, denoted by D9. Then we have seen how to calculate the deciles for the given data of discrete or continuous type, right? So today we will see what are percentiles. So I have defined here what are percentiles. The percentiles are 99 values which divide the entire data into 100 equal parts when the values are arranged in increasing order. That means if you want to divide the data into 100 equal parts, you need 99 points. See, if you want to divide the data into 2 parts, you need only 1 point, that is median. If you want to divide the data into 4 parts, you need 3 points, Q1, Q2, Q3. They are called quartiles. If you want to divide the data into 10 parts, you need 9 points, 9 values. They are called deciles. If you want to divide the data into 100 parts, you will need 99 points. These 99 points are called as percentiles. So first percentile denoted by P1, second percentile denoted by P2, third percentile P3, and so on. The 99th percentile P99. Okay. Now I have shown this with the help of the diagram. The similar type of diagram I have also given you when we were doing median, quartiles, and deciles. Look at this diagram. I have arranged this data from smallest to biggest, that means in increasing order. Here, my data is from here to here. This is the smallest value, see here, indicated by an arrow. and this is the biggest value. Look at here, biggest value and this arrow. And these 99 points or percentiles are here. P1 first percentile, P2 second percentile, P3 third percentile, so on, P49, P50, P51, P52, P53, and then the last one, P90. It was not possible for me to write here everything. So I have here, you can put dot dot and this last one, P99. Okay. Now, because percentiles divide the data into 100 equal parts, so each part will contain n upon 100 values. Okay. So from here, smallest value to P1, there are how many values of my data? N upon 100. If you convert it into percentage, it will give you 1%. So each part contains n upon 100 values or 100%. Okay, similarly from P1 to P2, again there are 1% of the values or n upon 100 values. Now, from this diagram, if I ask you how many values in my data are less than P1, so what you will see, look at here, it is P1. Okay, how many values are less than P1? Look at the left side of P1, n upon 100 values. So suppose my data has 200 values, n is 200. So 200 divided by 100, that is 2. So 2 values will lie or will be less than P1. And the remaining 198 values will be bigger than P1. So it is very much clear from this diagram that n upon 100 values are less than P1. And how many values are bigger than P1? From here to here, count. N upon 100, n upon 100 up to how many times? 99 times. So 99 n upon 100. Okay. Similarly, if I ask you how many values are less than P2, that is 2% or n upon 100 plus n upon 100, that is 2n upon 100. And how many values are bigger than P2? That is 98% or 98n by 100. Now I am interested in P50. Look at P50. If I ask you how many values are less than P50, so you have to look at here, okay, left side of P50. So it is 1%, 1%, 1% up to here. It is 50% or n upon 100, n upon 100, n upon 100 up to 50 times will give you 50 n upon 100. That is n by 2. So n by 2 values are less than P50 and thus similarly n by 2 values or 50% of the values are greater than P50. So that means P50 is coming exactly in the middle. Therefore, P50 is same as median. Okay, so that is why I have written here median is equal to P50. Okay, so you remember that if you have to calculate median, if you have to calculate P50, 50th percentile, it will be same as median. Now, if you remember, what was in quartile, which value coincides with median? It was Q2, second quartile. And which decile was same as median? Fifth decile was same as median, right? And which percentile is same as median? It is P50. So you must remember this. Median is same as second quartile. It is same as fifth decile and it is also same as 50th percentile. Okay. Now let us see. I have given you here the points to remember when you calculate percentiles. So remember that if you are calculating percentiles, because percentiles divide the data into 100 equal parts, we will divide n by 100. Look at here what I have written. To find percentiles, we divide n by 100. Okay. Like for example, for median, we were dividing n by 2. For quartiles, we were dividing n by 4. For deciles, we were dividing n by 10. Similarly, now for percentiles, we will divide n by 100. If you are calculating the first percentile, P1, then we will first calculate 1n by 100. That is same as n by 100. For second percentile P2, we will calculate 2n by 100. Okay. For third percentile, 3n by 100 and so on. Okay. In general, if for ith percentile, Pi, we will calculate in by 100. If you are calculating first percentile, put I equal to 1. If you are calculating second percentile, put I equal to 2. Now, if you are calculating 50th percentile, you will put I equal to 50. So you will do 50 n upon 100, right? Now 51 ja 50 and 52 ja 100. So 50 n by 100 will be same as n by 2. So for P50, we first calculate n by 2. And therefore, P50 is same as median. It will come exactly in the center. So it is same as median. So remember that. Now we will see how to calculate percentile, ith percentile for group data of continuous type. I'm not giving you for discrete type. The method is same for discrete type. There actually you will get the value directly. Okay, like how we have done for median and quartiles and deciles. Okay, and for continuous type of data, we have to apply the formula. So that is what I'm giving you here. So how to calculate ith percentile Pi for grouped data of continuous type, where I can take values 1, 2, 3 up to 99. Okay. Here the variate is continuous. So it is expressed using class intervals. You know what is the meaning of continuous type of intervals. So first step is same as it was in median, quartiles and deciles. Calculate the cumulative frequencies of lesson type for each class interval. Second step, find capital N, that is total number of values in the data. How do you calculate that? Capital N is equal to summation of frequencies. So these two steps are similar as in median, quartiles and deciles. Step 3, calculate in by 100, because I'm calculating the ith percentile. So I will calculate in by 100. If you are calculating P1, put I equal to 1. For P2, put I equal to 2 and so on. Then step 4, locate the Pi class. What is Pi class? It is the class for which the cumulative frequency just exceeds in by 100. Then you will move for the fifth step, where you will apply the formula to calculate the ith percentile Pi. How to write the formula? Pi is equal to L1 plus L2 minus L1 in one bracket. In another bracket, in by 100 minus Cf divided by F. This formula is also very much similar to the formula used for median, quartiles and deciles, except for the change that here you are having in by 100. Okay. What is L1, L2, F and Cf? L1 is the lower boundary of the Pi class. L2 is upper boundary of the Pi class. F is frequency of the PI class. And what is CF? Cumulative frequency of the class just above the PI class. After we get all the values, we have to put the values in the formula and simplify. You will get the value of PI. So I hope you have understood these steps. Very much similar to what we did in deciles, quartiles, median, and yeah. So formula is also very much similar. Only thing is that you have to locate here the PI class. Now here I have written a note which we have also observed in that diagram. The 50th percentile, that is P50, will lie exactly in the middle. So it is median. So the calculation of P50 is same as that of median. This is what we have seen in the diagram now. P50 comes exactly in the middle. Now let us take one exercise. So if you want, I will keep this for some time before you so that you can go through that. And then we will start with an exercise. So let us begin with the problem now. The question is find 35th percentile, that is P35, and 72nd percentile. 72nd means P72 for the given data. Okay. What is the data being given to me? This much is my data. What is this data? How this data reads as? The first column is giving me commission in rupees, and the second column gives me number of salesmen receiving that much commission. That is frequency, F. So what is the first row? It says that between 100 and 140, there are 14 salesmen. So 14 salesmen are receiving the commission between 100 and 140. Then the next row says between 140 and 180, 22 salesmen receive the commission. So frequency of this class is 22. Similarly, frequency of the class 180 to 220 is 35. Frequency of the class 220 to 260 is 18. And the last one, frequency of the class 260 to 300 is 11. Let us solve this problem to find P35. So what will you do first? You will first calculate the cumulative frequency. So I will prepare a column for cumulative frequency, CF. You all know now how to calculate the cumulative frequency. So for this first class, it will be same 14. For the next class, 14 plus 22. See how my laser pointer is moving. 14 plus 22 will give me 36. That is what will be the cumulative frequency for the class 140 to 180. Then 36 plus 35 will give me 71. Then 71 plus 80, 89. 89 plus 11, 100. So we will prepare the cumulative frequency column like this. Then the second step is to find capital N. How do you calculate capital N? It is summation of frequencies. So you add this column, you will get the sum as 100. So capital N is 100. Look at here, this figure and this figure should match. That is why I have highlighted with the same color. If it is not matching, that means you have made some calculation mistake either here in adding these frequencies or while adding the values for finding the cumulative. So you have to check once again. Okay. So our two steps are over. These two steps are common for all: median, quartile, deciles, and percentile. Okay. Now what we have to calculate? I am calculating 35th percentile. I'm calculating percentile. So that should click in your mind. Key percentiles divides the data into 100 parts. That means I have to divide n by 100. Now, which percentile you are calculating? 35th, 35th. So I will calculate 35 n by 100. I will divide n by 100. And for P35, I have to put here 35. So to calculate P35, we will first find 35 n by 100. Okay. So 35 into n. What is the value of n? It is 100. So 35 into 100 divided by 100. So the 100 and 100 will get cancelled and you will left with 35. So it is 35. So my third step is over. Now what is the fourth step? In the fourth step, we locate the P35 class. How do you locate the P35 class? In a similar manner as we did for the deciles, quartiles, and median. Look at the cumulative frequency column, start reading the values, and stop at the place where the cumulative frequency exceeds 35. So first one is 14. It is less than 35. So you have to still go ahead. So you move ahead, it is 36. Yes, it is bigger than 35. So put an arrow here. And see, it is for which class? It is for the class 140 to 180. So your P35 class is 140 to 180. Please, while solving the problem, in the table you mention that. You write here P35 class, so that you will not make any mistake. Okay? So you have to, in the table also, you have to make a circle here and write. I have highlighted it. You cannot highlight in your notebook, so you can just circle it. Okay. So we have located the P35 class. Look at what I have written here. The class for which the cumulative frequency just exceeds 35 is 140 to 180. Now, once you have located the class, what is your next step? To apply the formula. Now, before we apply the formula, we can find out the values which are required in the formula. Okay, so what is my formula to calculate P35? L1 plus L2 minus L1 in one bracket, 35 n upon 100 minus CF in another bracket, and divide by F. Let us put the values. What is the L1? Means lower boundary. What is the lower boundary of this class? It is 140. What is L2? It is the upper boundary, that is 180. What is F? It is the frequency of this class, P35 class. So it is 22. And what is CF? It is the cumulative frequency of the class just above this class. What is the class just above this? It is this class. What is this cumulative frequency? It is 14. So CF is 14. Now what is L2 minus L1? 180 minus 140, that is 40. Okay. 35 n by 100 minus CF, that also you require in the formula. So what is 35 n upon 100? It is 35 and CF is 14. So 35 minus 14 will give you 21. Now we got all the values required in the formula. So we will move to the step 5 and apply the formula. Look at the formula. L1 is 140 plus L2 minus L1 was 40 into this value was 21 and F was 22. Okay. So I have put everything in the formula. Between these two brackets, there is no multiplication symbol, no symbol given here. So it is a multiplication. When no symbol is given, that means it is multiplication. Now you have to simplify this. 40 into 21 is 840 divided by 22. First solve this. Don't make that mistake of putting the division up to here. Don't make that mistake. Okay, again and again I'm telling you in each class. So first you divide this, you will get 38.18 and you add it to 140. So you will get 178.18. So your P35 is coming as 178.18. You yourself can check your answer. This value should lie between your P35 class. So 178.18. Look at what was P35 class. It was this. Yes. So the value is 178.18. Yes, it is between 140 and 180. So in this way, you yourself can check the answer. Your value of P35 should fall between this. Okay. I hope you have understood. अगर आपको मीडियन क्वार्टाइल डिसाइल समझ में आ गया है तो परसेंटाइल भी वैसा ही है, सिमिलर है. So we have calculated 35th percentile. In a similar way, now we will calculate 72nd percentile, that is P72. So to calculate P72 also, first two steps are same, cumulative frequency and to find the value of capital N. So these two already we have done. So here it is. Okay, so this is already there. Now to calculate P72, N we will divide by 100, and for 72 percentile, we will write here 72 N by 100. So to calculate P72, we will first find 72 N by 100. Put the value of N, it is 100. So 72 into 100 by 100 will give you 72. Use calculator to solve your calculations. Now what you have to do, step 3 is over. Now step 4, locate the P72 class. What will you do? You will start reading the values in the cumulative frequency column and stop at the place where cumulative frequency exceeds the figure 72. So 14, no, it is less than 72. So still you have to go ahead. 36, less than 72, move ahead. 71, still less than 72, move ahead. Yes, 89, it is bigger than 72. Put an arrow. And then see, it is for which class? It is for 220 to 260. So this is my P72 class. Okay. Once I have located the class, I will write down what are the values required for my formula. So what are the things I required? I require L1. L1 means the lower boundary. It is 220. L2 means the upper boundary. That is 260. F means frequency of this class. What is the frequency of this class? It is 18. So F is 18. What is CF? Cumulative frequency of the class just above this class. P72 ke upar wala class. It is this. And what is your CF? It is 71. So CF, the value of CF is 71. Now you have to find out L2 minus L1, that is the width of that class, P72 class. So 260 minus 220, that is 40. The width is 40. Width means length. And what is 72 N by 100 minus CF? 72 N by 100 was 72. So 72 and CF is 71. So 72 minus 71 gives me 1. Okay. Now I got all the values. So I will go to the step 5. Look at the step 5, P72. First write the formula. Okay. In exam, steps are given marks. If you prepare a correct table, you get marks. If you write the formula correctly, you get marks. So always see that you write the formula correctly. So what is P72? The formula is L1 plus L2 minus L1 into 72 N by 100 minus CF divided by F. Now what is L1? It is 220 plus L2 minus L1 was 40 and this was 1 and F was 18. So I have put all the values here. Now I have to first simplify this. Don't put this division sign up to here. That will be wrong. Okay. So 40 into 1 is 40 upon 18. That gives me 2.22. And when I add this to 220, I will get 222.22. Now P72 has come out to be 222.22. Let us see whether this value is correct. Whether this value is in between that P72 class. Let us see. What was P72 class? It is 220 to 260 and 222.22. It lies between this. So my value is correct. Now, if you make the mistake like this, which a common mistake students, they do, they solve it like this, 220 plus 40 upon 80. That will give you 260 upon 18. Okay, and what is 260 upon 18? What is the value of 260 upon 18? Let us see. 260 divided by 18 gives me 14.44. Okay, so I'm getting a wrong answer. 260 divided by 18 gives me 14.44. So this answer is a wrong answer. This is wrong. Okay, This is the correct, because 14.44 is not lying between my this class, right? So you cannot do this division up to here. You have to simplify this. See, look at the formula. This division is not up to here. It is only for this. Okay. So don't make this type of mistakes. Okay. So this is how we have seen how to find out the percentiles. In the problem, I have calculated only two percentiles, P35 and P70. Method is same. You can find out any percentile. Okay. Now see, this is the assignment problems. So today you are going to solve these three problems. Find 29th percentile, that is P29, 78th percentile, that is P78, and 95th percentile, that is P90, for each one of them. For this problem also, these three values you will calculate, for this also, and for this also. This will be our tutorial problem also. Okay. Assignment, same problem, we will do it in the tutorial. Before you come for the tutorial, you should have these problems ready with you. And what are your doubts, no, that you can ask me. Okay. Now see, I have not taken here the discrete type of case. Why I have not taken? Because the method will be same. Discrete type के case में यहाँ पर आपको actual value दिया रहेगा, right? So you will be getting the answer directly. You need not have to apply the formula. Okay. So the method is same. You will find out n, you will find out 35 n by n, whatever percentile is asked to you. Then you will look at the cumulative frequency column where the cumulative frequency exceeds that number, and their exact value will be given. So you will get the answer. Okay. So I have not given you here because the method is same. Now see, before we wind up, why the percentiles are important? This I would like to tell you. See, in many competitive exams, like you can say, which are held nationwide, like IIT, you might have heard about that, IIT exam, or medical exams, or MBA के लिए entrance exams, CAT and etc. So in all these exams, percentage does not matter. What matters is your percentile. जैसे अभी आप 12th में 10th में आपको परसेंटेज आता है ना मार्कशीट में, एंड अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट यू गेट एडमिशन, राइट? मेरिट लिस्ट इज प्रिपेयर्ड अकॉर्डिंग टू योर परसेंटेज. बट in national level, very tough exams like IITs, medical exams, medical entrance exams, yeah, MBA entrance exam, in that your percentage does not matter. What matters is your percentile. So that why percentile is important here, it takes see, if you look at the percentile, if you have appeared for an exam and you are getting 99 percentile, what is the meaning of that? 99 percentile means आपसे ज्यादा कितने बच्चों को दिखे 99 percentile. So how many values are bigger than you? मतलब आपका अगर 99 percentile आया है तो आपसे ऊपर कितने लोग हैं? 1% only. ओके. तो आप देख सकते हो कि कितने लोग ऐसे जो नेशनल लेवल के एग्जाम्स होते हैं उसमें मेनी स्टूडेंट दे अपीयर, तो वहां आपका परसेंटेज इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं होता, वहां आपका पोजीशन इंपॉर्टेंट होता है कि आप कहाँ स्टैंड होते हो. व्हाट इज योर परसेंटाइल? आपसे ऊपर कितने लोग हैं और आपके नीचे कितने लोग हैं. तो अगर आपको 99 परसेंटाइल मिला मीन्स यू आर ऑन द टॉप. आपसे ऊपर केवल 1% लोग ही है. तो अगर 1000 लोग बैठे तो 1% उसका कितना हो गया? 1000 का 1% 10 हो गया. तो आप फर्स्ट 10 में आते हैं. ओके, ये मतलब है इसका. Understood the concept of percentile? Okay, so percentile gives you your position and percentage gives you your actual marks. Okay, so that is the difference between percentage and percentile. What is percentage? It gives you your actual marks out of 100. What is percentile gives you? It doesn't give you your actual marks. It gives you your position. इस जितने लोग एग्जाम में बैठे हैं उसके हिसाब से आपका पोजीशन क्या है, आपसे ऊपर कितने लोग हैं, आपसे ज्यादा कितने लोगों को मिला है. तो अगर मुझे 99 परसेंटाइल मिला है मतलब मेरे से ज्यादा मार्क्स 1% लोगों को मिला है, ये मतलब है उसका. अगर मुझे 75 परसेंटाइल मिला है मतलब मेरे से ऊपर कितने लोग हैं? 25% पीपल आर अबव मी. मेरे से नीचे 75 लोग हैं तो मैं अच्छी पोजीशन पे हूँ. 85 मिला है तो मेरे से ऊपर 15% लोग हैं. like that it is. Okay, so I hope you have understood the concept of percentile. It gives you a position. Okay, so thank you so much. So we will wind up here.